there. So even up to date, I still can roll my sleeves and make something happen. So that's one of the things, as I said again, naysayers are just empowering, right? Because it's just mostly just fueling that desire. It's like, I'm going to show you how it's done, and I'm going to make it happen. So that's how I deal with it.
And how did you deal with it with your base product? With the, I'm sure that those magazines, that probably just aggravated you and everything. So did you internalize it, or did you try to find a way to use that to keep the struggle going?
Show business is like that. You're gonna have cat calls, and then you're gonna have cheers. You just have to, look away from the cat calls and enjoy the cheers. That's just the way it looks. The way it is most of the time. Now with me, for example, like I this product that I use, it uses capacitors from the 1950s, a big fat paper and oil capacitors. Well, the only thing they're making today is with silver foil or copper foil or something like that. And I call these companies and I say, look, can you just make me a reasonable priced capacitor? And they say, well, no, we can't do that. And our minimum order is 4,000 capacitors, and they want $80 a piece for these capacitors. Now the ones I'm using are they're military surplus from 40, 50 years ago, and from the Russian military surplus. The way I found out about doing this was I stripped an old Kahn organ, and they had some of those old capacitors in there. And it's just like, that's what really grates against me. That's more than show business. That's just people being mean. They don't have any respect for somebody has something that's going to improve concert going experiences and so forth, arena concert experiences, all the way down to the small bars or whatever, and it's like, well, we don't care about that. We're not going to do anything. But I it's just like, okay, it's fine with me. All right, I'll go try somebody else. That's all I can do with it, and hope somebody someday is going to come and help me out. That's all. So, I get people. I get people one day at a time. I get one endorser. He says, I can't live with it. This is the best thing I've ever seen. I got one today. He sent me a text. He said, this. I've been looking for this all my life. Where have you been, man? This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I said, well, yeah, that's why I make them.
So, yeah, it's interesting. It's one that you just mentioned, being in the music business, and I've been involved in festivals. I've been involved in concert halls. I've been involved in different things. Is that sometimes the thing that is the most important thing is sometimes what is also the most overlooked. Because I know that a good buddy of mine, he's always trying to revamp what we've got at the H.I. Heritage Center in terms of creating better sound and reposition the speakers and deciding different things as to how the sound will be. And we've actually been rated as one of the top sounding venues in the Triangle area, probably even on the East Coast. I mean, that's part of the reason that Branford Marcellus has recorded a couple of his albums at our particular venue. But I do know that sometimes, even at concerts, you'll be amazed. People will compliment the artist, they'll compliment everything else, but then a lot of times they don't pay attention to the most important element, which is the sound. Because as long as it sounds good to them, they're good with it, and they're not really thinking about the internal things that have to go into that, being the speakers, be that the sound system, be that the soundboard or whatever. They just see that as, big, chunky, expensive equipment that they don't have anything to deal with, and they don't really think about it until something goes wrong with it. Now, if something goes wrong with it, they'll be the first ones to tell you that.
Right. Yeah. And what one person's opinion of what goes wrong with it is a different thing too. I mean, when I go to see a band, and I like the record, and I go see them, if the sound is so different from the record, and it's not really making it better, it's making it it's not doing it, I get real disappointed. And like I said, it's like that. I like to listen to records, and records are nice, but I also like to go out in public, and listen to a live show. But if the show is put on and the record it can't do what the record did, then that's the point of seeing a live band. You want to see, they made a record, let's go see what they can do, and you go see them and they can't even get the sound right, That's and this fixes that a lot with the bass and the bass drum. So it'll fix a lot.
Yeah, the bass is a very key instrument, and the bass drum is definitely key to a lot of things. And you're right, because I remember going to shows, and far back as even the 90s and even parts of the 2000s, the centuries that we're in now, where you would sit there and think about the music that you heard on either the record that you were playing or on the radio or wherever you heard it at, and then you would be looking at the performers, and I hate to say it, but, we still got a lot of performers out there in the public that are still lip syncing, and some of them are not even good lip syncers. It's one thing to lip sync because you're doing the dance routines and you're doing the show and you're doing all of that, and I understand the show business aspect of show business. That show business is called show business for a reason. It's the show and it's the business. So I understand that. And I understand that you can't always recreate what you've done in the recording studio, and so sometimes you might have to incorporate lip syncing. But if you're going to incorporate lip syncing, at least make it believable.
Yeah. Right.
Because I know we've all been in concerts where you sit there watching the act, and you're like, one, I can tell you're lip syncing, and two, you're not even lip syncing on beat.
Yeah. I mean, some of these guys that've been around for a long time, they come on and do these concerts, and they've got little monitors with the words going across there. They're just reading the words that they have to sing, and that's really, really good. That's something else there. I see something like that.
No doubt about that. So both of you, since you both have products, and I did hear the bell, I believe that was Dean give me the 10-minute warning, and my clock says we got about 8 minutes or so, but I do want to continue the conversation during those 8 minutes and everything. So if you would both, I have a question for both of you. If you would tell people your websites individually, so we'll start with Gabriel, if you tell people what the website is and what they should be looking for on that website in terms of getting in contact with you and how they can reach out to you. If they want to be a driver, if they want to find out more about being involved. But if you just share and if you spell it out, because I know it's not spelled the way most people would think of moving, because most people would like moving things, but I know it's spelled differently. So if you would just share with us the website and how people can get in touch with you.
Right. Please visit our website, moving.com, and moving is spelled MOOV as in Victor, N as in Nancy.com. And, it's I know it's a different way of spelling this, but, and if there's any questions about just the cities that, want us to get them moving, no pun intended, just support at moving.com. Reach out to us, and, we have a very friendly team of folks that can engage you and see where we can get this. But most importantly, man, download the app. The more downloads that we get, and particularly that way we can filter them and know that based on location, we also know that there's a demand in those areas, and we can be able to get the service going out there as soon as possible. We need the support as much as possible. Check out our social pages, at Moving, whether it's in Facebook or Instagram, and we have a lot of cities, and we'd like to get to yours as soon as possible. So check us out. Show us some love. We love to hear from you, and we appreciate all the support we're continuing to get from all over the place.
I definitely appreciate that. But just real quickly before I get to the other guests, the musician guests and everything, but who are some of the people that inspired you when you were coming up? And did you come here from Africa to go to school as a business person, or did this whole business thing come up with you later on in life?
Man, I came out here when I was 16, 17. I just turned 17 when I first got out here, and I came out here to go to school. Several years later, I've babies, and I settled in, and this became part of my life. I've tried to hand a business. This is not my first time being in this business. I started a company called Elite back in the days when I only had a website. So transportation has always been something for Focal, but actually one of the things that is not told well enough is that at that time when I had this website and I had these cars, I started off with a couple of cars. I went to 35 cars, and my model at that time, I was always challenging existing models. But we had a website, and at one point we had so much overflow that we had to outsource some of this demand to independent operators at that time. Well, we still controlled the experience and paid the drivers and all that kind of stuff with the website. Little did we know that was an app-based company that was going to come in and do the same thing that we were doing back then. And at that time, actually, I was talking to my business partners. I was telling them about this. It's like, I wish we had some sort of dispatch or call center where people can call and we do this. And actually, at that point, we were starting to outsource more rides more than our cars were working, and it was working just fine. And until we ended up selling the company. So we were doing this, way back in the days was just only a website. So when this idea came about and when the other bigger competitors came and did the exact same thing with using the application, I was like, I thought we missed upon that opportunity. But it wasn't until 2014 when I said, well, we still have the relationships with the business partners that we work with and the driver. So I think that there was a unique opportunity. I did my little survey and I went at it. So, this is just, as I said again, this is the second coming of everything else. And I've been doing this for quite some time, and as I said again, persistence is key.
Oh, yeah, persistence is definitely key. And speaking of persistence, I do want to mention just really quickly, since we had her on in the first hour, those that want to get in touch, and she does have her contact information as well with Ms. Bundles. Her email is alilabundles.com, and that's spelled ALELIABUNDLES.com, and I'm sure we'll put that on our website as well. And she, of course, is an author, journalist, and public speaker, so we definitely want folks to be able to reach out to her as well. And if the other gentleman would give us his website so folks can find out about this tremendous instrument that he's got, that would be greatly appreciated as well.
All right, it's newbasstone.com, NEWBASSTONE.com, newbasstone.com. It'll take you to nightwalkerpreamp.com. That's where it is. So you check it out. The details page has some videos. The artist page, it's got some endorsers and so forth. There's videos up there too. And you can hit me up on Facebook at Cliff Latshaw, and that's about it. That's the best way to get in touch with me.
Well, we definitely appreciate it, and we'll send people your way as well. And definitely we'll talk to some of my friends, and if we'd be interested in taking a listen or look at the equipment as well. So try to find you some places here in the area that we can get you some endorsements here in North Carolina, and I'm sure Dean will do the same in the New Jersey area. As we've been growing in our states, I think the last time we checked, we were in 46 states. We got 4 states that are being stubborn. So, Mr. Moving Guy, if you got any contacts in North Dakota, Montana, Alaska, or Rhode Island, those are the 4 states we're missing. I know that there's certain states for us because there ain't that many of us in those states, but that's the 4 states we're missing. So, anybody in Rhode Island, Montana, North Dakota, or Alaska, if we get those 4, we'll be in all 50 for the country for us. So, and we're doing all right in Africa. I think we've got 8. We've got Ghana, we've got Morocco, Algeria, all the southern area. I don't think we have Nigeria yet. So if you want to tell your friends in Nigeria and any other parts, like Ethiopia, I need these listeners in. So you want to tell folks in those many other countries in Africa that you're very much based in, we would appreciate your support there as well.
Most definitely.
We do have Nigeria, Mark.
We do have Nigeria. Okay, well, we do have Nigeria.
There you go. There you go. Well, let's get them going, man. Let's get moving.
Yep, let's get them moving. We got to get moving into, like I said before, Durham, Raleigh, Greensboro, parts of Jersey where Dean is at. So we definitely want to continue this going on because, as you can tell from our opening ads, we are also entrepreneurs. I am definitely always pumping Lee Entertainment. He is always pumping his business, which is trying to revolutionize how people watch and get their TV and movies. So we are also entrepreneurs as well.
Absolutely, man, and I'm proud of y'all and what you're being able to create. When I was told about the show, man, I definitely said, man, I had to be on. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
We appreciate you on, and as we told Alila, as we'll tell the other gentlemen as well, y'all are always welcome to be back. We have a page called The Guests of Straight Talk, and we will continuously add people onto that. I'm always adding people on the Instagram as well. So definitely, we consider this part of a growing community of people that are doing everything from entrepreneurship to activism to artist work and cultural work.
Fantastic. Man, please give me your absolutely. Please give me your Instagram handle because I need to definitely send a shout out.
All right, I will definitely do that.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it's Blues Radio. I think the other one is Blues Radio is one of the handles, and I believe Lee Entertainment or Lee Entertainment 62 is the other one.
Fantastic. I'll definitely look it up.
Sounds good.
All right, man. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate the opportunity.
We appreciate it.
Say word, y'all.
You got any parting words as we wind this whole thing down?